Hi friends, hope you're doing fine. We meet again, and today also we are going to discuss about careers. So the topic today is dying careers. I've discussed in my earlier video also why uh, career mentoring is important. Many of as we are moving into the digital era and futuristic careers and artificial intelligence, a lot of careers are becoming outdated. We have seen earlier people used to learn typing, then EPBAX boards and all those things we used to have, then telegram, typers and all these things over a period of time. Then even in factories a lot of work used to be done by a lot of workers, which were eventually taken up by machines. So the world keeps evolving and new things keep coming, so it is very important to be updated. What happens is, like, you might choose a career now, and in few years down the line it might become redundant, and you might not get that many opportunities, and you might not grow so much in your career. That is why I had earlier also said career mentoring, career guidance, assessment, psychometric assessment, everything is important. uh, so uh, so this is one of the reasons dying careers, so that your child will not get into one of those careers. That is why we are having this session or a video today. So we all know, let's uh, begin then. We know of a lot of people who like struggle to become chartered accountants, and people really slog it and give entrance exams. And I think when people get into commerce, when, like, how our mentality works, and as per our parents guidance, and then based on the knowledge of our the elders of our family, like I said earlier video also, that we only know about medical field. In India we generally follow that sequence, medical or engineer or commerce. And when commerce also, like, or then arts, they like when they choose commerce for their children, then the dream is to have their children become chartered accountants. So chartered accountant, I know a lot of my friends also struggled a lot to become chartered accountants, and my interest was never in that, though I did take up accountancy and taxation while graduating. So as we have seen, like, slowly even government has made it very easier to file your tax returns, uh, and most work done by CAs, like taxation, accountants, accounting, making balance sheets, are being now done by computer applications, Tally. Then we have other applications also in offices also. If you once upon a time, banks used cashiers used to have ledgers and entries used to be manual, but now even all banks and financial institutions have all this done by the internal systems. All the tallying, everything happens by the system. End of day, everything tallying, everything takes place automatically. So if you're imagining that somebody out there writes ledgers, maybe in some outdated small companies this is still being done manually, but as we go down the line, this is all being taken up by computer applications. So what the only knowledge you require is to just feed data into the computer. And so unless you are in a position like a CFO, where you have to take some decisions or sign off some papers, or your attestation is important, only if you are in that kind of position, that CAs count. But what I'm not saying that it will be totally gone, but over a period of time we might not require that many CAs. Nowadays also, if you will see, a lot of people are filing returns online. Government has made it very simple, and and remaining down the line also the knowledge of CAs and those people who hold certain type of knowledge will get transferred to artificial intelligence. So then if you have an application which knows कि if this is this you have to do this, if this is this applies to taxation, accountancy and a lot of other things. If it is put into software, then things will be done automatically. So CA is one of those professions. Even in the pandemic we have seen that nowadays CAs are getting less work, especially if they are just doing taxation and all. So unless you have some additional regulatory knowledge of something like law and you back it up by foreign exchange and other banking regulations, if that kind of knowledge you have, then probably you might stand a chance. But who knows, eventually even that data might get uploaded into AIs. AIs, I mean artificial intelligence. Second, telemarket and door-to-door sales. Sales also has suffered. Now if we have seen in pandemic that even telemarketing had suffered as more and more things were being done in digital form, and there were like in some professions even personal touch was being given, where when we said that we want to fill this application, we had agents coming in from these institutions, banks and everything at our doorsteps and made us fill the form. But now also that is also getting simplified. Pandemic has taught us a lot of things have become digital. Just fill the form online, submit. So even that door-to-door sales thing has gone. Marketing has suffered a very bad name due to some scams happening and some marketing places, so people don't trust. And nowadays we see that a lot of calls are even being generated automatically. So you might get a auto generated sales call by some companies. So that also is on the decline. Then manufacturing unit assemblers. Most manufacturing unit companies have already automated their work through machines, and many people have already lost jobs earlier when all this mechanization and digital, but first was the industrial revolution. So when this mechanical thing started coming into the market, a lot of people used to actually pack things, assemble things manually. A lot of people have already lost jobs that way. And now even smaller assembling, quality checks might also move to digital platform and artificial intelligence. So all you might need in a manufacturing unit is just somebody to take care of the security and just monitor the machines. So that is also on the decline, guys. Postal service workers, we've already seen that over a period of time we have started communicating over emails, and once upon a time there used to be a mad rush for greeting cards. Like when festivals came, we used to rush to all these gift and greeting card stores. Gifts of course we still give, but greeting cards, I remember like when Diwali, Christmas, New Year, Eid time, all these vendors came, had greeting card stalls on the footpath, and people used to go and buy greeting cards from there and then sit and start posting all those cards. And that was a time when the postal industry was booming. There came a time when private channels, TV channels came, and they started having these contests to lure viewers to them. So we used to have those contests on postcards. We used to postcard pay used to have to respond, or on the inland blue color inland letter, wherein we wrote and posted So that was a time when postal industry was booming, but now over a period of time we're just wishing people on digital platforms, social media, send emails, or just call them up and wish people. So down as more and more, some people do still, I'm not saying that it is totally gone, we do communicate, but that much important documents are still being sent through postal service, but there has been a severe decline, and maybe going forward there will be more decline in this particular industry. Fifth is the newspaper and print media. Again, we have seen that newspapers, all news is now available freely digitally, and print media also, like where magazines and other books are also being available on the electronic platform. So there are less and less people who go and actually buy magazines and newspapers. Maybe some 50 plus or a certain age group plus people who are still used to reading with actual book or a newspaper in hand, they are still, because of them the industry is still alive. I remember there was a time there was a struggle to get into print media, and there were big publishing houses who controlled a lot of things, but slowly these publishing houses will die down and people will lose jobs, as a lot of even journalists are working from home, and assignments are given to them, and of course the quality is also suffered, because some even big publishing houses are not doing the proofreading and all nowadays, and lot of grammatical mistakes we see even in by big names, which is a shame, but we are talking about dying careers, and this is one of the fields which is dying. 6. Cashiers. Slowly, whether in banks or in the retail outlets, cashiers are being replaced. Banks, though, anyways, are insisting that you go to the ATM and deposit and withdraw your money. So unless it is very important for some transactions, you have to go to the bank. Otherwise, you have to use the electronic teller machines, automated teller machines. Maybe down the line even more automation will come, and even cashiers will not be required. Of course, tallying does happen. Who knows, even that may go and shifted to machinery. And now even in retail outlets we have seen that in some countries abroad, the scanning, you just pay through just scan, and some nowadays it is being monitored, but monitoring is more for security reasons than anything else, and so that people do not misuse this. Then there's something like Amazon Go also coming up, wherein you might not even need cashiers, like as you just buy the product, just your account gets debited. So we are moving in that level of technology. So things which do not support that, those jobs will go. Even administrative jobs, like administrative, say if you translate into banking, it will be the operations job, where data is being keyed in, or some things are being checked, like your check signatures, or some you submit some documents and that data is being captured there. So slowly as it is moving into the digital mode, you just have to scan. So you might just require somebody to scan, and like that scan data gets translated into the data entry job, also automatically gets captured in the system, and this is happening in some checks also. So this will shift to documents as well, and human interaction will be lesser and lesser required, so that when fully digital signatures also become fully effective and start being used by all, So even that human interaction to check the signatures will go away. So that also system will do. I'm not saying that people will not be required, but that many people might not be required. So eventually those jobs will also go, administrative jobs in companies, banks, etc. Then some medical, 8 is some medical jobs. By medical, okay, let me elaborate on this. That some going down the line, some surgeries will be done by robots. So that is already being done now under some supervision, but as we go down the line, more and more surgeries will be done fully by robots. I also read somewhere that tumor surgery, which is being done by specialized oncologists and some type of surgeons, will also be done through sound waves. That is also new technology coming up. Then many lab tests will also be done at home. So if we have already seen the pregnancy kit, same way if some types of tests for cold, fever and malaria, jaundice, all those type of things also, if we'll start getting kits wherein you can just sit in the house, just take a sample of the sputum, blood or whatever, and just like we do have the sugar pricks, and we know the sugar insulin levels in our body, same way like if we start having those kits, home kits, then a lot of lab tests will also move to your you can do from the comfort of your homes. And if you're one of those doctors who will always tell you to go for test and then just tell the diagnosis, then also you stand a chance to be replaced, because just imagine if all the ailment and medicines are put into one application, and if you are telling the patient also that do this test and all, so once you see the report, even the patient can tell what is the diagnosis. Unless like you are one of those experienced doctor who uses his mind, research, does some research and doesn't pester patients for this, then you might last. So this is just a thought. Anyway, a good doctor is one who with experience knows the right questions to ask and do the diagnosis. I have seen such doctors. I have some in my life. Someday I'll give them credit, but now is not the right time. Then there are some professions which will be slowly redundant in the long run. So if your child is in the 9th or 10th, and if you are choosing something like automobile engineering, CA, or you want him to go in the medical field, it depends on which part of medical field is also vast, and then which type of engineering, what is being replaced. So if right now, if in the usually in the 9th, 10th, when you are already nearing 8, 9, so parents are preparing their children for that. So now if you take that decision, and that is the time you take the decision, so by the time you actually do the graduation, it will be like 5 to 8 years, or sometimes 10 years down the line you might actually be in the job market. So you have to also see that 5, 8, 10 years down the line, will that job be available. So that is why it's very important to plan your child's career, and don't be disillusioned that so many careers are dying. Be happy that lot of more avenues are coming up, new careers, new technology is creating new futuristic jobs, but our parents and some are of your elders might not be aware of them. So it is very important that you become aware of those careers. For that you can to understand more futuristic careers and actually speak to industrial experts. We have a Dheya career lab program for students who are uh, in their higher secondary and in their early college, also 11th 12th. So that is one thing, and if you don't want to do that, and you can directly jump to career mentoring, and wherein your child will be assessed by in-house psychometric test of their career mentors. They have in-house, unlike other uh, career guidance centers wherein they have just uh, taken or affiliated themselves to some overseas or foreign assessments, and that might not be like suitable for Indian parents and Indian those questions. So what those might not be suitable for an Indian perspective, and those questions also might not be suitable for Indian perspective. What is the psychometric assessment? In case you want to know, that is like you get a lot of questions are being given to you with optional. It's not analytical test or anything. It's just simple day to day life questions are given to you, like if this happens, what would you do, this, and options are given. So depending on the answers you choose, your personality is assessed, and it is not a right or a wrong answer. Based on the answer you give, your skills are assessed, and there is not weaknesses are not assessed. The stress is only on strengths and passions and talents. Based on that, you will get a documented report of your skills, and then they will get in touch with you, a career they will speak to you regarding your passion and assign a career mentor to you, and who will guide you. And that career mentor might be somebody like me, who has experience of 15 or more years in corporate field, and who is in a good position, and who has good knowledge of how the careers work and the market out there. We have all been trained by there, and that is why career guidance is important. I hope listening to this dying careers has just alerted you, as if you are a parent or if you are a student. If you're listening to this, then get yourself assessed. Do not waste time, because people, like I said earlier also, are ready to pay lakhs for getting into fields of their choices, but they are not ready to pay few thousands to understand whether it is a creative field or a research field. There are so many opportunities which are not being tapped. People are getting more and more people are just opting for medical exams, engineering exams, all these, and they are already so full, and everybody doesn't get into it. Then if you have money, then they think of going abroad and studying, but when they come back again, that degree is not important, or all these things are there. So why waste money and your hard work into getting into careers, and then started just and then when you are not very sure, you do some get into some field, take the degree and all, and then still you are not sure, then you start doing add this certification, that certification, and you are not even job ready. So like you are still like sitting and living the life of a student, and and when the right time to get into job and get into the, well, when you have that spark of learning and doing new things, that is the right time you get into a career, not just sitting in the house and just adding degrees and become lethargic. And then when you actually go there into the workforce, you realize that you can't do much unless just you can just about to manage to get into a desk role. That also, after that will also take time for you to adjust, because you're already been in your the comfort of your house and the protection of your parents. So guys, gear up, parents gear up, get your child assessed, understand their skills, and get career ready. Guys, get ready for the future. Lots of interesting careers are coming in the future. I'm sure we will guide you, and contact me to know how. Thanks, friends.